Yeah, so I'm recording now, so
Okay.
tell me what the idea is.
It's ECG, EKG, so it's electrocardiogram. So it's supposed to, I mean, theoretically, what I said in here, I was going to get the little stick-ons and the wired cables that you have to use to hook this up to, but they were like $200. So
Yeah,
if I had a longer time, I could have convinced my parents, but instead I'm using a function generator with a pulse. The human heart only can, like, maximum can produce, like, electricity wise, 100 millivolts. So I have this acting as a EKG.
like a heartbeat or something?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And it says what went wrong. Other than the cables and stuff, I mean, it works correctly, but if I had the cables, I'd be able to demonstrate it better and hook it up to my computer, but it was a lot of money, so I think
Okay,
my parents would buy it.
So I guess okay, so you got it, and that does look like a heartbeat. So I guess kind of describe what your circuit's doing here.
Circuit starts out, I tried it with two. One's got two LM324s, but the other's got just one, different outputs. It starts on an instrumentational amplifier where you get your electrocardio from your, it's supposed to be the human body, but it's getting it from the function generator, and then it goes into a high pass filter to help with the noise, and the low pass filter also help with the distortion to be able to get a clean reading. And then it pretty much outputs to the oscilloscope, which normally you could do on a computer and stuff, but software.
Gotcha. So you said what, ECG or?
ECG or EKG is the same thing.
Okay.
It's electrocardio.
So kind of I don't know what it does. So can you kind of explain what, like, ECG, EKG,
So
what
it
it
takes,
is?
you normally put one, it's like I call them stick-ons, but they have wires. You put one on your left or right arm, one to your heart, and one on one of your legs. So, like, when you lift up your leg, it's just recording your heart, your actual, like, heart output and what you're doing with your body. And then doctors used it to, like, diagnose different heart conditions, if you have a bad heart or a good heart.
Okay, cool. So it looks like you're in pulse mode. So what is this outputting? Like the function generator?
100 millivolts.
100 millivolt pulse.
Pulse, yeah, it's a kind of mimic it, but I have the trigger on it, so it doesn't move as much. But
okay, so you're taking the pulse and kind of turning it into
kind of like pulsing the heartbeat, but
gotcha. Okay, I see. Okay, so you basically you took the input that would come from the sensors, so the ECG sensors, like the pads, and then you are simulating it with the
function
multi.
generator, because I can't buy two other.
Yeah, that's
I was
fine.
going to. I thought they were cheaper before.
I could have swore they were cheaper too. Like,
yeah.
But that's fine. So you take the input basically from the sensor, which I wouldn't be surprised. I think the sensor is pretty similar to like a pulse.
Yeah, you can do it on these, but it'd be more accurate on a computer. You'd see it a lot more, but.
Okay, so you're taking the input and then you're kind of filtering everything to kind of get like a heartbeat.
Heartbeat, yeah. So it's not
cool.
as distorted because your heartbeat functions is a different a lot of the time.
Cool.
So it's the filters, high pass and low pass help with the distortion and stuff.
Okay, so very cool. I guess what issues did you have like building this besides not being able to source the pads?
With the amplifiers, I tried it with two. So there was like 6 input outputs instead of 4, and the 6 just to make it a little more, see if it would get even like accurate or close, but I had problems with the static. So I just went with, instead of just using a high pass filter, I added a high pass and low pass and decreased the number of ICs that I used.
All right, this is really just more of just like, I'm kind of curious about it. Can you hook up say channel 2 to like the input?
Yeah.
I want to see the input compared to the output. That might be ground.
Oh, that is ground.
Okay, I see. So it's more of a square wave.
Yeah,
than
it's
anything.
pulsing it. There you
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Anything else?
Okay. Is there anything else you want to like talk about, like during it to show it off, like just because Dr. Davis is gonna watch this later?
I mean, what I would change, obviously, I already said, would be the actually using the cables to make it more fancy and actually do what it's supposed to, which it is doing, but it's not on a human person. And I tried going in. Some problems I had, some EKGs and ECGs that you can look at the circuitry have like MOSFETs and stuff in them, and every time I did that, the distortion, I couldn't figure out the distortion was too high, so I went back to the simplified a little bit.
So one of the things that a question that Dr. Davis is asking everybody to use any online sources or like for references for circuits, or
I used a little bit online just to get a basis, but mainly my girlfriend is in biomedical engineering, so she told me they did a very, very small version of this. Like their little board was already solid, like they just had to get statistics.
Okay, so you just used that as like a reference.
I reference, and I had her help me make sure it looked correct.
Okay, cool. So that's fine to use. Just any sources that you use, just make sure you in your final report, like just say, even if just say like where you got them from, just to show that you use something as a reference.
Perfect.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yes, sir.
Cool.